Okay.
All right. I would like to start off by assuming that everyone here listens to music on their way to school. To those who agree, then you are well on your way to my version of a vibe check. But to those who say they don't, then you are lying to yourself that you don't. As it should be no surprise, you are surrounded by music wherever you go. It doesn't matter whether they're street noises, the sound of nature, as well as the running engine of your car, or the clicks of your turn signal. They are all factors and have the potential to become music. It only takes the mind of a creator to understand that. And those creators are going to be you and me. My name is Seth and I will be talking to you about how music is essential not only to the way we see things, but to how we live. How we all live as human beings and become dependent on the art to understand ourselves, maintain stability of our emotions, and bring each other closer as a community. Along with that, I would like to expand your perspective on who you should credit beyond the artists of the songs you listen to. Songs that the tune is now implanted in your head as a result of the work of these people. Music is such a beautiful element that we all use as fuel to get through our day. It doesn't matter what genre of artists you listen to, whether they are old, recent, never aged in general, or they're trash. They also have the same goal: to connect with the artist, or to connect with the audience and help us contemplate about life. Because their songs put a special effect on us, whether it's to, and we choose to either promote our excitement and joy, bring us to feel happy, or conflict our emotions and we find ourselves in a miserable music loop, which as a matter of fact doesn't mean we are depressing human beings all the time. It's just that we use sad music as an emotional support or a mood stabilizer through the power of its mellow tune and soul-searching lyrics. With that being said, I would like to go through some of the major areas in the brain that music plays a big role in. To begin with the topic, we were given the idea that the left hemisphere, known for more analytical and methodical thinking, and the right hemisphere, known for more creativity of our brain, is unlikely to cross over each other. However, that is not the case with music. According to digital study, a licensed psychologist and musician, music contributes to the performance and improvement of cognitive functions and motor skills, as it activates every area of the brain. In fact, almost no brain center is left untouched. So referring to a study made by 2 UCF professors, the frontal lobe, used in decision-making and planning, becomes enhanced in its function. The temporal lobe, responsible for processing what the person hears, acts as a link between the interpreted language and words of the left and the music and sound of the right. Specific brain regions, such as the amygdala, the center for most emotion-related activities, plays a major role on the emotional stimulus with music. The hypothalamus, responsible and affected by maintaining the body status quo, as well as releasing essential hormones and chemicals that regulates thirst, appetite, sleep, mood, heart rate, body temperature, metabolism, growth, and sex drive. Finally, the hippocampus, known to produce and retrieve memories, regulate emotional responses, and navigate. This area is activated during an event that we all know as nostalgia. For example, We Are Young by Fun, released in 2012, would be considered an anthem to our adolescent years, no matter how sophisticated our taste grew to be. How about another example, only 1 year earlier? Stereo Hearts by Gym Class Hero, featuring Adam Levine's vocals, creates a heartwarming scenario and deep meaning of love. A topic that we as kids once fantasized about, which is why we became emotionally attached to the song. This leads to my point on who should be credited for creating such pieces. The people behind the songs, the music producers. The singers are there for the lyrics and vocals, but the producers bring everything to the table. They compose and arrange the structure of the project to its proper format, tweak sounds to the right frequency, and perfect the artist's vocals to fit the song. For example, my favorite producer, Timbaland. Praised for his groovy melody and hard-hitting beats, he created this classic, Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake. For this, I am 99% certain that 99% of you have no clue who this is. This is Kiowa Rukima, professionally known as Young Kio. This kid took a sample of a guitar melody, added a trap beat to it, and created what we all know as Old Town Road, which then Lil Nas wrote the lyrics to and became the face of the entire song. How about this too? This is Andres Torres and Marisa Ringifo. For this one particular song, they mixed two genres together, pop and reggaeton. By extending the boundaries, breaking reggaeton's rules, and arranging more than 45 tracks into this project, they created one of the most popular songs that holds the record for highest YouTube views, Despacito by Luis Fonsi. This comes to show that these songs you recognize or even listen to have been greatly publicized and ended up in your playlist because of the work of these people. They do play a big role in the industry to mix and master songs and make certain that it appeals to your taste. So, for my project, I put myself in the mindset and space of a music producer. Through a plethora of tutorials and constant trial and error, I've managed to compose a song myself. The picture shown here is 3 months of work, which consisted of sampling a piece out of an orchestra, the pink part, adding a beat, the red part, and messing around with sound effects, anything that's not pink or red. To put it into perspective, this is only 1/8 of what an actual song should be to make it on radio. So there was really no hope for me to be on the top 100 billboards, but it was a journey to understand the joy and challenges of music production. I unfortunately can't play this project for you right now because it will conflict with the time of this presentation, but if you'd like to hear it, you can ask me after or outside this room. The collaboration between the artist and the producer creates a story, a song. Something to take away from listening to that song is a connection. To the artist, the people around you, or even yourself. Connection about love, hate, joy, or sadness. These things you listen to is something relatable. Bragging about money, wearing gold chains, or having a 12-car garage is something less relatable, but enjoyable to fantasize about. So in a way, these artists gives us hope, expresses our emotions for us, and overall entertain us. The result being a strong connection between you and them. And when someone else or a group relates to that same artist, then a bond is formed between you and that group. now in progression of creating a community. Because where we find relations in music with each other, we find security and comfort. This past decade, we've experienced a wave of collaboration with everyone in the world. Examples being the usage of the upbeat and bouncy song, Harlem Shake by Bauer in 2013. We created a viral trend we all knew as the Harlem Shake. Jumping ahead 3 years, we created yet another viral trend known as the Mannequin Challenge, which consisted of Ray Summers' hit Black Beatles. Listening to the two, you can see how music has an impact to all of us. As a community, we've expressed our maximum creativity and shared different ideas with each other. But in the times that we've had our laughs, we've also shared grief and mourned together. To the artists that brought us closer or even closer to ourselves, we've all felt a great sadness for their passing. It doesn't matter whether you loved them or hated them, or you listened to them or not, they still made a big impact. This spans from the artists from whose time was finally up to the ones that were gone too soon. That bad vibe we feel is the result of music, that strong connection to the people. Exploring my passion for music was quite an adventure. Something I've learned about myself is how obsessed I am with this subject. In the beginning, I felt that getting involved with music was just a hobby or for pure entertainment. But as the months go by, I discovered that I practically live by it. So my message to you is the same. Do not view music as something you do on the side or for entertainment. I would like to change your perspective of music and make you believe that it's your life support and essential to your daily routine, because it is the heaviest influencer in your life. It's the reason why you feel the way you feel or do the way you do. It's the first thing you hear when you wake up and last thing you hear when you sleep. And most importantly, it will keep you company as you feel alone. Because music overall is important to how you live as a human being. So as you leave this auditorium, give it a thought as to what life would be without. Thank you. Questions?